What we got for today? What's the topic for today?
Today, our topic is purpose. Are you living in your purpose? Are you walking in your purpose? Do you know what your purpose is? That's what we're talking about.
Dope. Are you having trouble seeing me? Can you see me?
Yeah, I'm just seeing a D right now. I don't know if that's just my screen.
Yeah, it's just your screen probably. Put in the chat. Okay. Can y'all see me? Can y'all see me right now? Because that happened last time too, right? It was going in and out.
Yeah, I'm going to check online right now.
All right, my bad. I definitely just interrupted, distracted, but Mar just said the topic today is purpose. Purpose, yo, that's a tough one. I don't even know. Like, do most people think about as they're going through their day-to-day lives, just what's my purpose? Like, are they moving through life saying like, oh, my decisions are based on my purpose, or do you think it's like that falls somewhere at the bottom of the list?
I think that, I don't know, and some people may say that they've known their purpose for a long time. I think that people know their purpose, but then they think about the weight that may hold, or maybe the work that it takes to fully like operate in it, so they don't. Or sometimes I think also you have to grow into it. Yeah, it's like, I feel like there's like a season of preparation before you because I feel like we'll always be operating in it because that's something that is like our gift. Like naturally we just do it. But I think to own it and fully walk in it is a process because you grow into it or you see it in different areas. So that's my take on it.
Yeah. The first thing that you brought up, I heard like laziness. You know, a lot of people may not want to embrace that purpose or even try to figure out what their particular purpose is, because if you ask somebody, and I guess to start off, just asking yourself, you know, like, what's my purpose? Like, what is my purpose? And I think you can expand from there, because when we get caught up in the day to day, like, yo, I just got to go to work. I got to make this amount so I can cover this bill by the end of the week. Then maybe I can, you know, I have goals of purchasing that next month or next year. I want to go on this vacation. I don't think we're actually asking ourselves like what our purpose is. Like, is our purpose just to work 40 hours a week and just pay the bills and just do this and that? I think that may be like part of your purpose or somewhere on the surface level. But if we go a little deeper, I doubt anybody would feel as if, like, especially if you feel like if you're religious, you feel like you got some type of God in you. I doubt that you could just feel that your purpose is just based on building somebody else's company. You know what I mean? Like going to my 9 to 5, paying my bills, living check to check, which a lot of us are. So right. I think we need to start by asking ourselves, you know, what is our purpose? Because we're never asked that when we're young.
Right. Yeah, I think to your point about, you know, the laziness part, I think also, too, it takes a level of self-reflection, knowing yourself to some degree to even understand that, like, you have a purpose. Because some people don't feel like they do. And if you are religious, I know growing up Christian, everybody has a job outside of their, you know, regular lives. Like, there is something like you are called to be greater than, you know, you're always told that. And sometimes, you know, it, like I said, it takes self-reflection to realize, like, okay, who am I and how am I supposed to show up in this world outside of being whatever I do Monday through Friday? And I think that takes time. I think that takes self-reflection. And then also, too, once you figure that thing out or once you understand it, it's just about trusting yourself to really, like, fully operate in it. So I think self-reflection is very helpful to help you figure that out, because sometimes you can really just go through life because you have to work. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so you're just like, I can't think about nothing else besides these bills. I can't think about anything else outside of my responsibilities that I have. So I think that comes to play about, you know, realizing, like, what do I do with this purpose? Or just knowing that you are created to do more than just work and die.
Yeah.
But circumstances in life can make you feel that that's all you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and a lot of times as we get older, like we talk about like dreaming, like your dreams when you're young are so big. Like everything's so big, and you're almost inspired to dream big. You're inspired when you're asked when you're a young kid in school, what do you want to be when you grow older? You don't just say something small. You say like what you actually feel like you want to be, what's going to be, you know, more aligned, I guess, with your purpose. And then as we get older, it's like, well, what do you want to study? You know what I mean? What type of job are you looking for? The conversation kind of shifts. So that definitely may play a role in just how we're looking at it. Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Like,
Yeah.
And you could feel it, I feel like. You could feel when you're really in your purpose.
Yeah, and I think too, like I always say this with like kids, you can tell from a young age like the things that they're interested in. So if they like to paint, if they like to do Legos all the time, building, you kind of pay attention to that and kind of build on that. So as they get older, so if you notice like a kid who likes to do Legos all the time, so maybe they need to be in engineering, or maybe they need to be in robotics, or like, you know, all these different things that kind of hone to what it is that they're already doing, or they're already showing that they're taking an interest in. Because I've seen a lot of people say, okay, I'm going to put my kid in football, I'm going to put my kid in basketball, and that may not be their thing. They're just doing it because you want them to have an activity, discipline, or whatever. But I think
Because you're lazy.
No, that's not. No, I'm saying that you need to pay attention to what they enjoy, what they like doing, and kind of build on that.
No, I'm saying the parents are lazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
okay,
I'm saying
yeah,
the parents are lazy. It's just like, yo, let's just throw them in football. All the kids playing football. But like you said, if your kid's building Legos, feed that. Like, as a parent, you have to feed that inspiration that kid is showing you, I would think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, go ahead.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think sometimes, too, we have to, and I'm not a parent, so, I mean, if there's any parents out there, definitely speak to this, but separate our dreams for our kids from what they actually want to do and like to do. Now, I do understand there are some children who are, like, naturally like, oh, I don't want to do anything. You know, I've seen that. And so you have to be like, no, you have to do something. But I think trying different things, whether that's piano, whether that's art, whether that's robotics, whether that's sports, you will, you know, they'll find something that they, you know, latch onto. But I think giving them the space to do that as a young child really prepares you as an adult to be like, okay, I work 9 to 5 as a teacher, but I also host art classes every weekend, and that also brings me in money, makes me feel good about, you know, makes me feel like I'm doing something outside of my regular job because it was something that they did as a young child or something that they practiced over time. So I think just really, even as adults too, if you didn't have that as a child, allowing yourself to explore different things and learn different things at this age too.
Yeah, and it's funny. So I don't identify with any particular religious group. I learn from a lot of them. I study a lot of them. I absorb a lot of, you know, good things that I feel that certain religions are doing. And one of the things that I've learned with the Baha'i faith, one of the newest religions, they have this sense, they have something that they feel that every child grows up with inner nobility. And that's pretty much, you inherently have the ability to do whatever it is that you set your mind to. And I feel as if more of us embraced just understanding that we really can do anything, you know, across the board. I'm sure most religions have this, some sort of aspect similar to this. But when you actually know and you've been told, you know, and supported in different ways by your family to the point where you just believe that you can do anything, I feel like that's when you have to ask yourself, what's your purpose? You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we look at it based on, well, what we think we can achieve right now. You know what I mean? Like we kind of look at it backwards rather than like, what's my purpose? We place a ceiling on ourselves and, you know, put ourselves in a box based on, at our current state, what we think we can accomplish, because we don't want to just throw something out there that, oh, that's too outlandish, that's too like, I definitely can't achieve that. But if we understand, like, yo, we can, like, we're godly beings, we have the ability to, you know, reach that godly level if you believe that. Like, so yeah, it's